Welcome back, survivors. I'm the Survivalist, and we return Carnivores Legacy, where we're moving on to the next map, the Shmu-Hadron Pyramids. So, we kind of established that for getting the endemics, the best spawn rate seems to be if we leave things to default. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to take the radar out quite yet for the new map. I still want to try to focus on letting the map, let's hunt on it a couple of times for a couple of weeks, see it without the radar, and then as we have the trophy fills to do towards the end of the series, that's when we will bring the radar in more. There is a special Velociraptor on the Ancient Temple that we still have to go back to try to go for, as well as I think there's... Gravitsapa has the Polacanthus that still we have to collect for there. But we have, again, 2 more maps to go through. There are still some areas in the trophy room that are lacking for any specimens at all. So we're going to keep going forward. I think 2 weeks on Schmu-Hadron, 2 weeks on the Great Lake, and then the last couple of weeks or so, maybe like a trophy fill just to get what we're missing, will help round out Legacy as a series. So let's read up on what the Shmu-Hadron Pyramids have. A large strip of empty desert runs across the middle of this island, dividing the northern dry forest where a watering hole can be found, and the southern half, which features a plateau covered in a much more lively jungle. This area is also home to another odd structure, the mysterious namesake pyramids. They can be found at the western end of the sand strip, useful perching spots. So, nesting dinosaurs and sea predators. So, nesting dinosaurs makes me think we might have more dangerous ambient animals where they're not for the trophy endemics, but we'll only find out by hopping in, so everything looks pretty good and set up. I did change the density back down to defaults, or back up to default after our little trying last episode. We should be good to try it out, so let's hop into our first hunt for today. Okay, we're loaded in here as always. I just want to try to keep something out for self-defense as our first response to dropping in. And let me take a look and see how the map looks. Oh, this is quite an intriguing one. So yeah, there's that big strip of desert through the middle that's supposed to separate the map. Oh. Now, my guess is the Psittacosaurus here is another just general ambient animal. He looks pretty small, so I don't think it's anything that would be like a trophy roster. More than likely, it fills out the same role the Dryasauruses did in the other maps we've been on. And I also do need to clarify, because I have been making the same mistake over and over, the Laelaps is from the Dryptosaurus as like a synonym? No, not synonym, something else, but I kept on saying, like, the Laelaps was tied to the Dryasaurusus in some way. It's Dryptosaurus. I kept making mistakes with the wrong name there. The paleontological fandom is not one you want to get the ire of, so I want to make sure I make that statement, and yeah, I realized the mistake myself a few times. I'll try to avoid doing it again in the future. Oh, you got Protoceratops. Okay, my guess is maybe those are the nesting dinosaurs we need to be mindful of. So we won't go too close to them, so that way we don't aggravate. Oh yeah, they even do have nests with eggs. We don't want to provoke them at all, so we'll just leave them be and work on our way. Now, with how big the map is, I should... Okay, I think I'm just hearing those, the Protoceratops being a bit angry there. Yeah, it is just them. Now, part of me does want to run to try to cover more ground faster. The only issue with that, though, is that does run the risk of things picking us up and running off from us as well. So I'm going to try to avoid sprinting for the first bit into this episode. Maybe towards, like if we have enough time going, I'll swap over. Okay, now, it didn't say there was anything like insect swarms on this map, like on the jungles of Gravitsapa. So I don't think I need to be worried about like some of the sounds I hear. And you know what, let me just swim across here quickly. And apparently when it comes to those insect swarms on Gravitsapa, you can actually use your weapons to kill them, so they can't attack you. So that might be something we'll have to try doing when we do go back to try to get, like, say, the trophy fill episodes going. Just see if we can take down one of those swarms and what it's like. But our main focus is, again, just finding new endemic animals, adding them to the trophy room, and possibly filling out the roster we have at the moment as well. The only ones that we have that are kind of missing a pair are the Majungatholus and the, Okay, was not expecting that. Although I'm not even sure what that is that attacked us. But we'll go into a new hunt. Okay, we're dropped into a new hunt. Yeah, that is why hills and carnivores are one of the most dangerous features on any map. You never know what might just be on the other side or over the top of it. So I'll have to be mindful of, apparently there's like a little carnivorous creature. That's one of the endemic animals that can go after you. I am hearing... I think... Okay, there's got to be some kind of an ambient or endemic around here, because it sounds like a chirping almost. Oh! Dorignathus is... Oh, I wonder if this is one of the Mars Engine Edition ambients, where it's like, it can be a flyer, but it also has the programming to be able to be swimming, too. Yeah, I think that's the case, because it is a pterodactylid. Just kind of swimming about there in the water, no problems. Yeah, so you're what's been making the noises. Again, you're a flying reptile, not a dinosaur, so you're likely not one of our trophy endemics to go for. But it's interesting to see it. And where am I? Okay, I went from the very northwest to the very south... Or, sorry, northeast to the southwest. So we'll just have to be cautious as we're going about. And hopefully we can get a little bit of better circumstances to try to get one of these endemics. Now, given the size of what did attack us, it seems pretty small, but I have to imagine it is an trophy endemic. I'm not sure if... I mean, I won't rule out there could be aggressive ambience as well. However, it just seems like it's a little unlikely unless it's something like you really provoke into an attack at you. But before I did get interrupted by it, we are looking for a second Majungatholus and a second Doracodon? I am terrible with names, especially for things I've never encountered before. The weird platypus dinosaur thing. Like, that's the best way I can kind of describe it, because it does feel like it's an amalgamation of a number of different dinosaurs sort of smushed into one creature. Oh. I heard a bit of chirping, but maybe that's just ambient noise. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to kind of keep working in the direction the wind is coming from. That way we don't have to worry about... More than likely, that's what had that dinosaur that attacked us given away... Or that's how that dinosaur knew where we were and what we were. Oh, that sounded deep. Oh, okay, just a Parasaurolophus there. Yeah, see, I'm going to leave you alone. I kind of want to investigate what that really deep rumble was. It could have, again, just been a map ambient sound playing. But when we're on the hunt for new endemics, it's something we gotta investigate just to either rule it out or get confirmation that we actually do have something to go for. But yeah, the Doracodon, name probably mistaken, or name probably not correct, does seem like a platypus, because it has like some of the plates of like a Stegosaurus, protofeather quills along its back, and like more beak-like mouth like, say, Therizinosaurus has. So I'm not sure if it's like an old creation from paleontology that had a bunch of fossils put together for it, or what's exactly going on with it. Okay, maybe that rumble wasn't anything and it was just map ambience. Because I haven't heard any more. I'm just going to try to... I was going to try to stay up top as we were coming around here, but I guess that's not going to work. Okay. Yeah, with how much map distance there is to cover, I might as well sprint until I do see anything of interest or note. Okay, that's just a Gallimimus. I do want to make sure I check with the binoculars now that I know there is something about their size that's aggressive and might go for us. But yeah, the layout of this map is pretty vast. I mean, I do like that for carnivores because of how you're, more often than not, majority of what you encounter can be aggressive. It helps to have the extra space for hunting each thing. It just does make trying to track stuff down a little more difficult. Okay, another parasaur right there. And let me just try hopping up here. Gallimimus. Moss-Chop's way out there. Okay, truth be told, this actually might be... I was talking how, like, when we will get to the Rex hunt, I was thinking maybe we would do it on the Ancient Temple. I'm landing more if I can get into, like, areas like this on Schmohedron for the hunts for the Rex. These might work much better. As I mean, like, this is just vast desert. There's not that much for hills to really block visibility or such. Oh. I think it's another Psittacosaurus. Yeah, just another Psittaco. Yeah, basically flat, so terrain's not too bad of an issue. I mean, it does mean you don't exactly have cover for crouching and trying to get a good line of sight to a Rex before taking your... Hope you make it shot, but... I think the most difficult part would just be getting to this central area of the map to do so. Okay, another Scolosaurus, but that is a dinosaur we've already gone for, so I'm not going to push it going after it. So I'm hoping we'll find some other more interesting endemics around too. Another Pterodactylus and a Gallimimus. I'm basically looking for completely new or just a second one to fill out the trophy room dioramas we got on the go. But so far, it hasn't been too much luck we've had. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is just ambient sound, that long, like, low, deep rumble. But I am just going to try going to investigate, just in case. I got the shotgun ready at the weapon we will draw if we need it. I'm really hoping we don't have to worry about anything being behind these hills. And truth be told, I think the menu music has bugged and turned on permanently for right now. I guess because of, like, the audio issues that have caused the 5-minute crash. Maybe that's why the sound is a little weird when it comes to Legacy's menu. Because there are times I'll boot it up and I have no sound for, well, at all, even as we go into a hunt and then we get all of the game sounds going. But today, it seems like the menu sound decided to click on once we are, like, in a full hunt. So I can't really explain what caused that, but it does go to show how tricky it is working with, like, the old framework and coding for carnivores. Okay. Ooh. Okay, you know what? I want to Yeah, just try to get rid of them for now, because there's a pair of velociraptors. I'm not really after the trophies, but if I didn't try to shoot them and scare them off, they would have caused me problems. Any carnivorous or predatory dinosaur basically comes back around to bite you. So even if it does waste a few rounds, it's better to scare them off and get more distance from them than just trying to ignore them and carry on. But I'm not really finding anything else of note. Like, it might be... If this episode is a bit of a bust and we don't get anything new for the trophy room, I might just have to start... kind of concede defeat and go for taking the radar out. I was like, at least with that... Okay, just another Stockosaurus. At least with the radar, that will kind of let me narrow in on where to go to try to get endemic stuff and show off some new content. Like, it is nice to be able to show off the maps and some of the features they have. Like, again, the Protoceratops herds and their nests. The Plesiosaurus beach gathering that was on... I think that was Gravitsapa. Oh. Oh, just Pachycephalosaurus. Oh, hello. I thought you were a map-specific animal. Okay. Oh. Are you running away or are you running to me? Because I'm sorry, but I just have to protect myself there. Okay, we'll try for that other Euplocephalus. I thought that might have been, a map-exclusive animal. Like, because it was up in the higher areas, but no, it spawned also here on, Schmohedron. But good lord, the Euplocephalus has a lot to it. Okay, we're going to keep on that. Again, when I've talked about the animals being a little too tanky, maybe a little bit of a sign with how many sniper rounds have pumped into the poor thing. And I do admit it's kind of nice that it's not a fast creature, so we can keep trying for it. There we go. Now, do I take just that, or do I go a little bit longer? In truth, I might want to just take that. Like, admittedly, it's not anything new. You know what? That does make me think, because it's not anything new, I do want to just keep going a little bit further. And just see if I can come across anything else, too. I'm just going to peek over a few hills, keep going for a little bit longer, and then we will take it back. Because at least if we do get this, that's one more species we can cross off the list that we now have the completed diorama for. Oh, and of course, I didn't have enough shots to put this thing down. So we'll have to exit there. And it does seem the menu music did get bugged. So I'm going to end the episode here. One issue with Legacy, the animals are too tanky if you don't hit the mortal zones. It's granted a problem that I think Carnivores does have in general with itself, but yeah, it's not a good thing to have the animals be able to take so many shots unless you hit the mortal zone with them. because it doesn't really feel... It just doesn't feel right. Like, as a hunting game, you do want to prioritize, okay, there's these mortal zones and vitals of the animals you want to try hitting your best to, and you'll be rewarded for. But you also don't want to punish the player either if they don't quite have the marksmanship to hit them, and make it so it's, like, exclusive. You have to, by all means, try to hit those zones. We've at least seen some of the new species that Shmu-Hadron has, we just have to survive and hunt them. But we will end today's episode here with just this peek so far. And I am thinking I will put the radar on just to make it so we're not wandering around the map completely blind going forward, because the maps are a little large to be going about so blind trying for these things. But thank you all for joining me on this episode of Carnivores Legacy. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I see you all next video or episode, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.